and welcome to Scoop, the ice cream review podcast where we try all the cone creations, signature slushes, and frozen foods on the East Coast to give you the ultimate scoop. My name is Holly Hagman, and with me is my co-host, husband, and ice cream connoisseur, Paul Persibali. Paul, how's the weather today? Because I heard there might be sprinkles.
Lame.
You say that every week. It's never going to be like an amazing...
I mean,
they're all going to be lame. They're puns.
I know. I guess that's true. Puns are kind of lame in and unto themselves.
Anyway, I'm having a fun time with it. So, but for the record, in our last episode, we reviewed Cold Stone Creamery, which we placed at the B tier level. And for this episode, we are reviewing a local chain that is one of our personal favorites. It's called Frozen Flavors.
Yes. Yes, this is a good one. Trust me, folks.
It's such a good play, and it's so interesting because we have so little information about the fine folks at Frozen Flavors.
Yes. I mean, we have theories as to what their deal is, but we don't have any hard evidence.
Yeah, and we're going to get to the information, as we continue, but... It's nice. They're just like a nice family-owned establishment that makes good quality ice cream and frozen treats. So,
yeah, they have 2 stores, and both of them, let's see, there's one on the waterfront, and then there's one inland, in Middletown, and it's a fantastic store, and we can't wait to tell you more about it.
Exactly. So why don't we at least start with the information from their website. So, Paul, why don't you tell us about Frozen Flavors from their own words?
All right. The information that we do know about. Let's see. The About section on their website. We are a Frozen Flavors homemade ice cream and Italian ice. We're a local and family-oriented business that Operated. What'd I say?
Oriented.
Whatever. Operated business that serves premium handmade small batch ice cream and Italian ice. Our menu features all the classics and more. We believe in serving our customers the best ingredients along with providing great service. We proudly serve our delicious desserts and frozen treats in 2 locations, Middletown and Union Beach. Come visit us and experience what everyone is talking about. And they may say they have a small batch, but they seem to have quite a bit.
It's like the small batches for sure, but the options are immense for a place that is so small. Especially since, like we mentioned and like they say in the copy here, there's only 2 locations. And if you want to get technical, it's really like 1.5 locations, because the Union Beach one is only open seasonally for the summer.
Right.
The other location is open all year round. They're like brick and mortar place. But still, it's wild to me to do this well and be so popular and have such good ice cream and only really have one main store.
I mean, they could definitely expand if they wanted to, but I don't feel like they think they need to, at least going along with our personal theories as to, like, what their deal is.
True. Especially since all we have are theories, because I went to do my research that I usually do before these episodes.
Hours and hours of research. It's actually quite impressive.
So much research. I currently have...
Jesus Christ.
13 tabs open on my laptop, and they're all ice cream podcast-related tabs, except for my email. Everything else is ice cream.
And when you sit down, you could literally spend hours just researching ice cream-related information.
It's true, and I learn new stuff every day. It's kind of absurd. But no matter all the digging I did on the internet, I followed the Instagram, I looked on their Facebook page, I scoured the web for all kinds of stuff. I could not, for the life of me, find any information on their, like, owner or founder or anything. Sorry, for the rustling, our cat is trying to destroy the episode. He loves to jump right on my husband's computer and that
would be really bad.
And mess with the keys. So we have built a wall that will hopefully prevent him from doing that. But that was what that noise was, if you were wondering about the audio texture you were hearing.
Yes, and by wall, a big cardboard box that we fashioned into a barrier that I use to stop him from going to places where I don't want him to go.
Yes. So.
Yeah, our back here. The area that we were always recording in is literally full of so much cardboard just to corral the beast.
Yeah, good old cats. But anyway, going back to the research I've done, I could not find anything about the founder of Frozen Flavors. There's no actual name on the internet on who owns it or who operates it. It just says they're a family-run business. However, I did do a deep dive. I dug into their Yelp reviews.
What's Yelp again? That's a business, a review website?
A review website, basically. It's like you check Yelp to see what their reviews are about a certain place. And Frozen Flavors, by the way, has great Yelp reviews, except for a few of them, because, there's always going to be somebody out there complaining.
Of course.
We will not be doing that.
But the ratios to positives to negatives is quite in the favor of the positives.
Yes, it's definitely a well-liked establishment. But there are certain posts that are on Yelp that if it's a really bad complaint or if it's a particularly really nice compliment, there is a official user that is listed as the founder or business owner on Yelp. So the screen name is something I don't know how to pronounce. Tady, I would say, is how you pronounce her name. But we're excited.
And I feel like we have seen her.
I think so too, in the brick and mortar location for sure.
Yeah, she's there most of the time.
And if it's who we think she is, she's a delight.
Yes. And I believe her daughter is the one who
works at the Union Beach one.
At the Union Beach one.
The
resemblance is uncanny.
They look eerily similar. It is disturbing. But yeah, so I dug through Yelp to find her name. I did not get a full name, but Tady, if you ever hear this, we love your ice cream and we thank you for opening Frozen Flavors.
Yes. Yes, we are very thankful.
Whenever that may have been, because also I did not find any info on when it was founded on the website or on the Instagram or anything. But again, doing my digging, their oldest post is from 2021. So at least they started their social media presence at that time.
I'm surprised you don't know, especially as you've lived in Union Beach all your life. I'm surprised you would have noticed when
we interrupt your scheduled podcast to bring you yet another note from the future. This time it should be pretty quick because it's just simple, easy detective work. Upon further inspection of my photos from Frozen Flavors, it's pretty obvious why their social media started in 2021. Because if you look closely on the cup that I'm going to include in the video here, they were established in 2021, and it says so right on the materials that the restaurant gives you. So I scoured the internet for way longer than I had to find something that was right in front of my face.
Ice cream store opened up.
Well, I'm telling you, this sounds right for when they showed up at the beachfront. But I don't know about the Middletown location. Because that was their first. Certainly.
Okay.
But I don't know how long, because it's on a strange road in Middletown that kind of connects the highway both highways together.
Yeah. I feel like... Do you feel like that highway gets a lot of, like, travel? Because I feel like it doesn't. It's kind of weird. It's, like, so enclosed. It's not very open at all. I feel like I feel like they would probably go down Union Ave if anyone was trying to cross over to the other side of the highway.
I don't know. All I know is that's, like, if you want to get to Target the back way, that's the road you have to take. That's the only, like, reason I know that road exists is because it's like, if you want to get to Target without avoiding the main highway, you go down and then you cross over.
Or they seem to be doing fine, regardless of their situation, like their actual location.
Yeah, they're in a weird place for sure, but they seem to be doing really well, and we go a lot.
Yes.
We've been a lot.
We've been so much, more than any other place. And there are reasons for that.
Yes. Certainly there are. And part of the reason we've been going a lot is the one in the Union Beach location is within walking distance to where we live. Now, obviously, we're not going to dox ourselves and tell you exactly where that is, but we are close enough to walk. And
yes.
It is a delightful little stroll. And sometimes, if we're lucky, we also grab dinner at the restaurant down there, Jacob Bob's. Now, for a while, I was convinced that the owners of Jacob Bob's also operated frozen flavors.
You said were.
I was.
You're not anymore?
I am not anymore.
Oh, really?
Really, because I know the Jacob Bob's has been there forever.
Right.
It got destroyed in Hurricane Sandy. They rebuilt it. It's been a staple of Union Beach lore for my entire life. However, the founder of Jacob Bob's is her. I don't know her full name, but her name is Angelita, and she goes by Gigi. Yes, the owner of Jacob Bob's. And that's not the same name that we found.
No, that is not.
It's very different.
Oh, that's a good point.
So
I just assumed it was like a husband and wife, and the husband maybe ran Jacob Bob's, and maybe she ran the frozen flavors. Unless they're like, I'm assuming that they're somewhat cordial with each other, at least. Maybe they're just friends.
Certainly. I feel like there's definitely a business relationship, and it's clearly some kind of symbiotic thing. Because if you're down there and you're getting dinner at Jacob Bob's, when you're done, you could pop right across the street and get some ice cream, and it's a delightful little deal.
Does Jacob Bob's even have desserts?
They have like 2 on their menu.
They're probably not that good.
Cheesecake and a brownie, I think.
Okay, so they're nothing like...
It's not ice cream.
It's not ice cream. So I feel like their symbiotic relationship is like Jacob Bob's fills them up with the main course, and then frozen flavors probably covers dessert.
I think that's the drill. And certainly that's a great deal because, and this is not a Jacob Bob's review episode, but just in case you're in the neighborhood, it is a delightful place to go you have outdoor seating, you can sit by the water, you order drinks and food, and it's all pretty good quality.
Yeah, they got great crab. Crab.
Really good crab cake.
And I feel like it's definitely important to at least touch upon Jacob Bob's because literally it's like right across the way. So I feel like, at least with the Union Beach location, you really can't have one without the other. It's
true. Even though they technically aren't owned by the same people, and they're not operated by the same people, at least according to my research.
They're like grouped up in my head.
They are connected. Certainly. Certainly so.
Yes. So,
you gotta stop yawning on these things.
We just had ice cream.
The sugar crash is real, guys.
I crashed so fast.
All right, so but we have many stories from our times going to Frozen Flavors, both at the brick and mortar location and the Union Beach location. But let's at least tell you about the different types of ice cream that they have, because they do, for a small place, they have a lot of options.
Right, a serious amount of options. I would say that they probably brain shut down. I feel like they are at least comparable to Rita's.
Certainly, if not more.
I would say actually more, because I feel like they have more options just because they're not railroaded into going down one, like the most important things. I feel like a store like Rita's, which is like, capitalism central, is like trying to have like appease the largest common denominator of customer. So they probably like break it down to like the most bought things, and then all the other little things that might interest the person are probably not there because the people will probably just go for the other stuff that is typically on the menu.
I don't know, man. Rita's is doing a promotion right now that is right up your alley.
What?
They have a special Nerds flavored Italian ice that is then served with the mini Nerds
that
together. So it's like a whole...
Like Nerds in Italian ice?
Mm-hmm. I think I just watched you short circuit.
That doesn't sound like right to me, because when I think of Nerds, in ice cream, I think part of like the whole part of that I like about it is the creaminess mixed with like the hardness of the candy. So I feel like, I don't know, in Italian ice that seems weird. But I don't know. I mean,
it's grape. So the flavor is grape, and then they put the Nerds on the top.
That's weird. I mean, we should go try it just to see it, but I feel like Nerds should be an ice cream, not Italian ice.
Fascinating.
But I could be totally wrong.
Well, anyway, that's coming up at some point, I think.
So it's not going right now?
No, this is going right now. I'm saying our Rita's episode is coming up at a future time.
Oh, okay.
So, hopefully it's still there.
Well, we should probably go sooner rather than later. Does it say, like, when that promotion is ending?
It just says limited time only.
Alright, so let's go sometime over the next week, I'd say.
Yeah.
I mean, as much as it sounds weird, I still gotta try it.
Mm-hmm. You're the canary in the gold mine when it comes to all things Nerds.
Nerds and things weirdly neon colored.
Yes. Alright, so now that we've had our episode planning meeting in the middle of a different episode, we should talk about the stuff they serve at Frozen Flavors.
Oh, and the stuff they serve is good. So good. Oh, let's see. So, first off, they have homemade ice cream, and that includes hand-dipped original small batch flavors. We have had quite a few amount of various things from Frozen Flavors. Yep. We've had the Italian ices, we've had the soft serve, we've had regular cones, we've had waffle cones, we've had gelatis, we've had the bubble cones,
which we will explain.
Yes, those were good. We are familiar with bubble cones from this one ice cream place called Milkcraft in Connecticut, and we really enjoy them. And the second that we heard about Frozen Flavors starting to
sell them,
we got down there like that day, and we went and got it.
It's true. It was a whole thing. So in addition to having your small batch hard ice cream, they have soft serve, your classic 3, your vanilla, your chocolate, your swirl. They also have so much Italian ice, so many different options.
It's kind of ridiculous.
Flavors. It's unhinged. Like, I usually stick to mango just because that's my favorite. Mm-hmm. But I've had a couple different flavors, and I'll talk about that when we get to the what we ordered section. But the options are endless, and if you wanted, you could go the entire summer and just have a new flavor every time you go. And
you wouldn't run out.
Mm-hmm.
It would be really hard.
It would be really hard. Now, I will say, occasionally they're out of flavors.
Which gives me the feeling that they might actually be, like, how would I put it, making those small batches.
Right. It shows you that, like, they really are doing the small batch thing, because they'll tell you, oh, sorry, like, this happened to us earlier, they were out of the blue raspberry that Paul usually gets.
Yes. It doesn't happen often, but occasionally it will.
Right. So it was just like the Carvel incident the other day.
Yes.
That was unusual. Those of you who listened to our Carvel episode, you know that Paul always gets cherry vanilla. And I went to pick up our, like, usual orders, and they were fully out of cherry vanilla. And it was shocking.
Yes, I could totally see them being, like, at least partially making that cherry vanilla in the store. And the same, I could see them at least partially making some of those flavors out at Frozen Flavors.
Yeah, the flavors are certainly homemade, and they all pretty much taste like it. So in addition to the ice cream, the Italian Ice, your soft serve, they have the bubble waffle cones, which are essentially a freshly made waffle that is rolled into a cone shape, and they put ice cream in it, and it's just awesome.
It is heavenly. It's literally just like a hot waffle put into a cone shape, and they just throw ice cream in it. It, like, the ice, because of the fact that the waffle just comes out of the iron, it's warm, so that when they put the ice cream in it, it melts slightly and fits the the creases inside the waffle cone. And then, like, they put a good amount on top. Like, I remember they put it in, and then it kind of, like, melts a tiny little bit to fill the cracks, and then they put more ice cream on top, and then they put more ice cream on top.
Excuse me. My throat was a little dry from all the thinking about that waffle cone. I don't know. That didn't make sense. I'm trying to cover my tracks. Anyway, the waffle cones are really, really good, and I think specifically when we ordered those the one time, what's cool about it is the way they do it is you pick a flavor, and you can also pick a topping, and that's included in the price. So additional toppings you have to pay, but you get, your ice cream choice and one topping on the waffle cone, all for, like, whatever the set price is. I think it was $10? $11?
It was something like that. It wasn't too bad.
It wasn't outrageously expensive.
And the size was pretty good.
Yeah.
We have, like, a history with bobble cones. We whenever we go to Milkcraft in Connecticut, they have, like, the best bubble cones that you could possibly think of, at least in terms of like how they make their ice cream. They put, like, what is it? They have, like, they use nitrogen glycerin to freeze the ice cream on the spot.
The liquid nitrogen to make the ice cream. It's a whole science project over there, but it's really interesting, and we're going to talk more about that in the future.
Yes,
when we do that episode.
But we're big fans of bubble cones.
Yes, we were very excited to hear that we could get them right down the street if we wanted. So, and then of course they have your classics. They have your ice cream sandwiches that you can get a banana split there. Not that I ever would, because I will die. I probably won't die, but I won't feel very good.
No, it won't be great.
It won't be fun.
And then I have to drive you over to Bayshore. It'd be a mess.
You have to get me Benadryl, and it's not going to be fun for anybody. But you can also do some interesting things with the Italian ice there. Like, you always get the gelati, which is the best of both worlds.
Yes, I'm a big fan of soft serve, and I'm a big fan of Italian ice, and gelati is literally the best, my favorite thing that I could get.
And what's interesting is the gelati is Italian ice with soft serve on the top.
And on the bottom.
And on the bottom, sorry. Excuse me. But they're separated. If you are the type of person who wants to have this apparently in a liquid form, kind of like a shake, you can get Italian ice blended with vanilla soft serve, and they call it a Giordini.
That's what that is?
That's what that is. I looked it up. Officially, that's how they make that. And it's like an Italian ice shake, for lack of a better word. And,
but
yeah.
Then you lose the aesthetic of the whole having the soft serve and the Italian ice thing. That just sounds weird.
I mean,
I'm sure some people like it.
It might be tasty.
I like mixing it in my own mouth. You know what I'm saying?
You don't want the blender to do that for you?
No, I want to do that myself.
Well, it exists if anyone didn't want to do it.
And also, it's like the whole thing of when I make my meal, and like I have my peas on one part of the plate, and then I have my carrots, and then I have my mac and cheese, and then I have my mashed potatoes.
What the heck are you eating? What meal is this?
Don't worry about it. I'm thinking about my childhood right now. So when I have all that together, I like to usually be very methodical about it. I'll usually have them by themselves, but occasionally I'll mix two together, and usually have like the mashed potatoes as like the base. And then sometimes I'll mix a small amount of carrots and then a small amount of peas in there. And then I can, like, control the portions. And that's one of the reasons why I like the gelatis, because I can control the portions of what I have. We have the soft serve on the top, the soft serve on the bottom, and then they give you 3 scoops of your choice of Italian ice. My choices are always the 2 scoops of the green apple, and then the 1 scoop of the blue raspberry. And it's nice being able to, like, carefully choose how much of each soft serve I want in each bite, along with how much of the Italian ice that I want in each bite. It's nice.
It is nice, except it doesn't always work out well for you.
I mean, it was just that one time. That traumatic time.
So, folks at home, the strategy Paul uses to eat his Italian ice and soft serve sometimes backfires if you're walking home from the ice cream shop and you're not eating it evenly enough.
I messed up.
And then you trip on a crack in the sidewalk and the whole top part of the soft serve falls and hits the floor in a splat like a cartoon. And then we just stared at it for a full 30 seconds of sadness. I was like, well, that sucks. Meanwhile, he's like getting on the ground trying to figure out how to pick it up. I'm like, no. We're not doing this.
I legitimately could have done it. I mean, it's not like all of it hit the pavement. I could have probably just scooped the top part off.
It was literally just like, I don't know if you've seen that episode of Friends where they drop the cheesecake in the hallway and they're trying to eat around it. And then, like...
I've never seen Friends, but I can totally see myself doing this.
They're trying to eat around all the gross part, and then Joey walks in the hall, and he's, like, judging them for a second. Then he pulls a fork out of his pocket, and he's like, what are we having?
What the hell?
It's like, it's you. That was you. You were channeling Joey in that moment. I feel like...
I legitimately could have done it. The whole thing did not touch the pavement. I was going to take off the top part that didn't, but you stopped me. You wasted all of that ice cream.
So this should really tell you how good the ice cream is that he was willing to risk, I don't even know what kind of diseases are on the sidewalk.
At the worst, I would have ate an ant or something like that. I don't think there are any diseases in Union Beach that I have to be that worried about.
People walk on this sidewalk in their gross shoes. You don't know where their shoes have been.
Yeah, but again, if I didn't touch the part that touched the pavement, I would have been fine.
So anyway, they also have custom ice cream cakes, in case you were wondering about that. We weren't fully done with the list, but that's the last thing. You can order a custom ice cream cake from Frozen Flavors, which I might have to do for my birthday.
I mean, that's not the last thing. Did you get to the cookie sandwiches and stuff?
I did that already.
All right. I feel like you probably just like went right over it then.
I did. I said ice cream sandwiches and banana splits, and then I talked about how I might die.
Well, the only other thing I was going to add to that was the fact that all of that stuff you can usually find in the... you can always find that stuff in the Middletown location.
Right.
When you're in the Union Beach location, usually they're just about the quick custom servings, like... They have the Giordinis, the gelatis. They have the homemade Italian ices, homemade ice cream. Do they sell like the ice cream sandwiches and the bubble cones at?
I don't think they have the bubble cones at the Union Beach location because that's like a whole project with the waffle iron and everything.
Yeah.
But I think their menu says that they have the ice cream sandwiches.
Okay.
And not that it's not on the list actually, but while we were down there. They also serve lemonade and, like, slushies?
I was about to say, they got slushies, and they apparently have, like, ice cone?
Snow cones.
Snow cones, that's it.
Yes, shaved ice. So they got a lot of variety down there, and it's really useful if you're on a walk, or you're having dinner at Jacob Bob's, or you're strolling by the beach, and it's hot out, and you want to stop for a cool treat.
Or if you're going to Target for some reason in the Middletown area.
If you're driving to Target and you want to, on the way home, pick up some ice cream, it's a solid choice. But we've talked about this. We've ordered a few different things here. And I would say everything is good. There's only one thing that I had that wasn't good.
You want to go over your list first?
Yes. So, sure. So, my go-to orders from Frozen Flavors, I oscillate between the chocolate soft serve and a waffle cone, which is my classic. It's great. And they always have such a perfect swirl. I don't know how they do it.
It's really impressive.
It's impressive.
It doesn't matter the location.
It's picture perfect every time, and I have multiple pictures that I'm going to include. So you can see it doesn't vary that much. It's really impressive. But I also, if I'm not in a ice cream mood and I'm on more of the Italian ice side, I go for the mango, which is my favorite. But I've also had the pink lemonade and the margarita flavor Italian ice. And also, phenomenal. Like, the mango is still my favorite. Pink lemonade was fire. I gotta tell you, it was really, really good.
Mm.
And as someone who likes margaritas, the margarita tasted like a margarita. Like, it was really refreshing and good.
I could have sworn you got Swedish fish one time.
I don't like Swedish fish.
Someone got Swedish fish here. Maybe it was your mom or something.
It was not me. But they do have one for Swedish fish. So.
Yes. It's weird that seems to be such a common ice cream flavor, regardless of like the location that we go to.
I know, right? It's just red. I don't know why that's a flavor. It's just red.
Well, to some people, blue is a color, and I'm one of those people.
Someone
says
a flavor, you mean?
If someone's asking like what flavor do you want, I'm tempted to say blue sometimes.
Yeah, no, that tracks for you, honestly. Especially, well, we'll get to that. But and then if you go into their hard ice creams, I have tried a couple of their flavors. I've tried their maple walnut, which was fantastic. I love it. I'm a slut for a good maple walnut.
And that's the one you got with the waffle cone?
And that's the one I had with the waffle cone, and it was fantastic. The only criticism I have of Frozen Flavors, they cannot make a good chocolate peanut butter. Their chocolate peanut butter is really not good. It's got like a powdery aftertaste. I don't know if they're using peanut butter powder or if it's like a synthetic chocolate. It just doesn't taste
correct.
Right. Something's off about it. So I'm not a fan of their chocolate peanut butter, but if that's fine. I don't have to get chocolate peanut butter when I go there.
Yeah, they have so many other good
options. There's 100 other things to get, and it's all really good. So just avoid the chocolate peanut butter. You'll probably be okay.
If you, just for like the people at home, if you do want chocolate peanut butter, where do you suggest? Is that a Carvel kind of flavor?
Carvel's chocolate peanut butter is phenomenal. So far, of the places we've reviewed, yeah, but you know what? Cold Stone has decent chocolate. And they use real peanut butter because they mix it in. So.
But that's just like the one critique we have of Frozen Flavors.
Everything else is amazing, and I would never like it. I don't have to go to any other ice cream store the rest of my life. It's fine.
Yeah,
I could, because in theory, you could also just make your own chocolate peanut butter. You could get chocolate ice cream and peanut butter sauce, and it would be better than their pre-mixed. You know what I'm saying? Like you can get around it if that's the only flavor of ice cream you'll ever eat.
Because everything else is just fantastic.
Yes.
Yes, Frozen Flavors is... We'll get to our ranking, but...
I can't imagine you could ever guess where we'll put it on the list.
Yes. Alright, so I've had a couple of different things. And by couple, I mean like three in terms of like varying degrees. And basically, I've had their soft... Well, I've had four things. I've had the waffle cone.
What flavor did you put on the waffle cone?
I believe it was like black raspberry.
Black raspberry ice cream. I couldn't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember them having cherry vanilla.
No, I don't.
At least not the time that we went in, which was very weird. Because I don't think I've ever been to an ice cream place that didn't have cherry vanilla. At least available normally. We've gone to like Carvel before, and they didn't have cherry vanilla then because they ran
out of it, but not that they don't make it.
Right. So I just got the black raspberry instead because this was the day that we found out about the bubble cone, and we just floored it over there, broke a couple of speed limits, and ran down some grannies, and we got there. So I've had four things. One was the bubble cone. Really good, really good. It is comparable to the place that we always compare all bubble cones to, Milk Craft in Connecticut. fantastic. We saw them make it in front of us. Like, it was fresh. And then, when I'm talking about, like, varying ratios, I like the soft serve. I'll always get it in, like, the waffle cones. I've gotten, like, the regular cones. They're regular cones.
It's just a sugar cone. It's your standard sugar cone that you get at every ice cream place.
Yes, they're all just, like, ordered in mass, and then they use them. Then they had their typical waffle cones. The waffle cones are good. They had regular waffle cones. They had waffle cones, I believe, with like chocolate rims, and then I believe that they had waffle cones chocolate rimmed with sprinkles. I always get just a typical waffle cone because I just don't want it to like conflict with my palate. When I'm pretty like, I like my ice cream to be very pure. Like when I'm going for a flavor, I don't want it being mixed in with like the hint of after chocolate with it. You know what I'm saying? So I will have with the waffle. I will get my soft serve always in a waffle cone, and I'm a pretty basic vanilla bitch, as I'm sure you guys figured out by now. So I will just get the.
I am shocked by this news. How could you tell me this now?
I don't know. You know, you learn something new about everyone every day. And so I just get regular vanilla soft serve. Very, very good. I have to say, it is my favorite store that sells soft serve. Like, me too. Absolutely. Like, top of my list. If I could get soft serve from anywhere, it would be Frozen Flavors. And you agree?
I do agree. It's my favorite place to go for soft serve, and it's really interesting, too, because, like I said, I don't really need any other ice cream shops.
I mean, we're
still going to go to all of the ones I have on the list. Because there's a million we haven't tried, right? But as of the ones that I've tried right now, if you told me all the other ice cream stores in the state closed, but Frozen Flavors is still open, I'd be like, well, that's unfortunate, but it's okay because Frozen Flavors is still there. I have all these options. I can go there if I feel something like a fruity flavor because they have all the Italian ice. I can go there to get my chocolate fix. I can there's sundaes, there's waffle cones, there's bubble cones. It's a great place to go.
And even on an extra note, we get a little bit of exercise every time we go.
Yes, that way the calories don't count, obviously.
I mean, that's not how that works, but okay. Oh, no, okay.
That's what I tell myself, so I feel better on the inside.
You can't lie to yourself on the inside.
Listen.
All right. So anyway, so then we also have like the regular Italian ices. You know the deal. They're in cups. They're frozen. You eat them. In the terms of flavors that I have tried, there's the blue raspberry. Really solid choice. There is no fruit in it. Like, you know how I am about fruit, but that's okay. In terms of flavor, it is delicious. It is like, it tastes like distilled blue. Well, there's no such thing as a blue raspberry. Forget it. But
it tastes very raspberry-y.
Yes, it tastes very raspberry-y.
Okay.
I don't think that's a proper description.
It is now.
Okay, fine. Tastes delicious, bursting with flavor. Then green apple, another my personal favorite flavor of all the flavors of Italian ice that they have there. Whenever you get a gelati at Frozen Flavors, which let's just move on to the gelatis because literally gelati.
That's what you get all the time,
right? Unless I'm in a very particular mood for a soft serve cone. The gelati is, for anyone who doesn't know, it consists of 1 scoop of soft serve ice cream on the bottom, and then 3 scoops of your choice of Italian ice. So what they prefer is you choose like up to 2, and then you choose 2 of the scoops to be one, and then 1 scoop of it to be the other. Occasionally, if you do this, they'll mix it up like one choice, choice A on the bottom, choice B in the middle, and choice A on the top, which is always nice because then you get to see like the stratification. Yes, Stratification of ice cream. So,
I think you're just making up words over there.
No, stratification. That's a ecologic. That's ecology. That is a ecology thing. Yeah, you see, you're Googling it right now. You're going to find that I'm not bullshitting.
Okay.
The arrangement of classification or something into different groups.
All right, well, we're putting that in the definition of that in the video of this because that's unhinged, but okay.
Yes. So, yeah, you get choose between 2 different flavors of Italian ice. I always go with 2 scoops of green apple and 1 scoop of blue raspberry.
But for the record, you don't have to pick 2.
You don't.
You can just get 1 if that's what you're into.
But why would I ever do that?
Listen, I'm just saying, some people are purists and they don't like to mix flavors.
Go hard or go home, honey. Anyway, so I've also had the only other one I had was the one that I had today, right?
I think so. I don't think you've ever strayed outside. I mean, you tasted the pink lemonade one when I had it. And
it was okay.
And also the margarita, which you didn't really care for when I tried it.
Yeah.
You didn't really like it. But what did you think about today? So they were out of blue raspberry.
For the first time ever.
So Paul decided to get a different blue flavor. Blue.
Yeah, I got blue Hawaiian. And I've never... So blue Hawaiian is typically an alcoholic drink, right?
I believe so. Let me actually double check what is in a blue Hawaiian.
All right, so I got the blue Hawaiian. And in terms of flavor, it tasted like coconut. And it tasted like a pina colada, if I was going to compare it to anything. And I don't have a lot of yeah, pretty much that's it.
Pineapple, coconut, lemon juice, rum. But there's probably no rum in the Italian ice.
No, I would hope not. Curacao?
Curacao. That's blue.
Curacao.
That's what I was telling you. That's what turns all alcoholic drinks blue.
Okay.
Not all of them, but you know.
Is Curacao just like a coloring, or is it like the actual
alcohol?
No,
it's a liqueur. It's a liqueur. It's orange flavored.
I like how you say that.
What? That's what it's called.
I know. I've just never actually heard someone say the words liqueur.
Well, that's how it's spelled. It's a different thing. Liqueur.
I've seen it also spelled like Liquour. It's probably it's probably like gray, Grey in Britain, and then Gray in America.
Yeah, I don't know that any of that matters.
Yeah, you see that there it's spelled liqueur.
Yeah,
Liquour. I mean Licour.
Anyway, it's supposed to be flavored like orange peels, and it turns most of the time, if there's a blue drink on a menu, it's got blue curacao, however you pronounce it.
And the blue
in it, and the blue Hawaiian is a tropical drink that uses it as a major ingredient and did the Italian ice. How did it do?
It was okay. It wasn't like the best tasting thing, but I mean, it was fine enough. It was light blue. It was definitely lighter blue than like the blue raspberry, and I'm sure that doesn't have anything to do with anyone's choices on terms of flavor, but some people like the color blue. When I see the color blue, I think food. And everything blue tastes good. I've had this conversation with students. I've had this conversation with friends. There's blue raspberry. There's blueberries. And
there's 2 blue foods, and that's it.
You're forgetting there's blue Sour Patches.
Oh, good
there's
Lord.
Blue Warheads.
I
blue
strongly
candy.
disagree with this train of thought.
There's blue Skittles. Everything blue tastes good, honey. And if you put a whole bunch of blue candies in front of me, mixed in with the reds and the greens and the yellows and the pinks and the oranges, I'm always going to go for the blues first, because everything blue tastes good. And I'm sure that there's some weird placebo effect, but to me, blue things taste amazing.
The placebo effect cracks me up with how...
The Bluecebo effect.
The Bluecebo effect, yes, okay. Yeah, sure. So...
But, yes, the Italian, Hawaiian...
Blue Hawaiian. The
Blue Hawaiian ice cream was pretty good. Not blue... It's not, on the caliber of blue raspberry, but it was tasty. I enjoyed it.
I think we also need to take a minute here, because we never officially talked about just how good the Italian ice is here.
Oh my god.
It's hard to explain texturally.
What is so good about it?
What? It's not ice-y. Like, you know what I mean?
You mean
It's
like
more
Rita's?
Like, Rita's is basically a snow cone at this point.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I'm sorry, and we'll get there, and I still have a lot of love for Rita's, and we'll talk about it at a future episode. But in comparison, this Italian Ice is
There's
just
no comparison.
So freaking amazing. It's creamier than a traditional
Italian
water ice.
Yeah.
And it's just melt in your mouth. I can't even talk about... I should have gotten that today.
What?
Italian Ice.
Oh.
No,
I mean, I just had it, and your description is perfectly apt.
Thank you. No, I mean, I just regret my decisions. I don't mean that I can't describe it.
Well, sometimes you just want a cone.
That's true. It was a good cone. That's the only main problem I have with frozen flavors is I never know what to do.
Because there's so many good options.
Because everything is good. And then I go, oh no, what do I do?
Well, yeah, they're Italian Ice. It must have some amount of cream in it, and then they do a good job of mixing it, but they don't mix it to the point where it becomes liquid. Like, somehow, they like, balance the concoction, and they balance, like, the mechanical process of making it in a way that everything just comes out flawless every single time you go.
And so that's, like, the consistency factor. Like, even the consistency and creaminess of everything they do is great, right? The hard ice cream is creamy and good, and it didn't hurt your tummy. Nope. The soft serve is creamy and good, and it doesn't hurt your tummy.
Nope.
The Italian Ice is creamy and good and just amazing in so many ways. Like, I can't express
like how good it is.
You have to try it.
Yes, it is so highly ranked on our list. It's, like, absurd.
And then flavors, I mean, it's literally in their name, frozen flavors. Flavors are what they do, and they do it well. They have a large variety. All of the flavors they do, except chocolate peanut butter, are really well done. Mm-hmm. The Italian Ice is very fruity and refreshing. The
texture of itself is fantastic. And your local canary in a gold mine saying that the creaminess is perfect. It is delicious. It is probably as close as it could be to, like, the creaminess level that would hurt my stomach without actually, like, hitting that point. Mm-hmm. Like, I've never had a stomach ache after coming back from frozen flavors.
That's good. And, I mean, we've already talked about our experiences and the locations. It's lovely for us, and a little dangerous sometimes, that we have one of these within walking distance.
Yes.
But it's beautiful, and it's a nice little evening. It's like a perfect little date night. You walk down there, you get ice cream, you sit by the water, you eat it. It's lovely.
And in terms of, like, our preference, because up until recently, I was a good boy who only had sweets once a week, and I always, that look,
it's definitely my fault, guys.
I was trying to not say it was your fault.
I'm a bad influence.
You're a bad influence. I mean, okay. At least you admit it.
Or maybe I'm the best influence.
No, I don't think you're a bad influence. So anyway, I used to have sweets only once a week. And 9 times out of 10, if we're going to have sweets...
It's ice cream.
It's ice cream. No, at like 99 times out of 100, it's going to be ice cream. And 9 times out of 10, we're probably just going to go to frozen flavors. Because that's what our, like, number one choice would be.
And we can walk there, and we don't have to pay for gas, and the prices, in addition to all the other stuff we talked about, they're not terribly expensive, and they do a deal for you if you pay with cash. You don't have to pay any kind of credit card fee.
Yeah, I was about to mention
which is nice, and we spent $13 today to get our usual.
Yes.
Which is incredibly cheap and compared to
some of the other
places.
Cold Stone.
What even was Cold Stone's price? I don't remember. It hurt me to know.
Bring up the sheet. Let's see.
So I cried a little.
I think I have the receipt over there on the table still.
So it was 23 for 3 of us. But yeah, it was only $13 for 2 of us.
And those were, like, 2 mediums and a small,
Yeah.
and they were
and
small.
they were little, and it was way less ice cream. And that's the other thing. Frozen Flavors doesn't skimp when they give you stuff. Like, even a 1 scoop something, their scooper is huge.
Yes, and occasionally they'll just go crazy, and they'll like, remember that one time that I got what was it, an Italian ice, and that like it was like the height of in the cup was on the top, the top part of the
lid. It got stuck in the lid, and he had like 2 basically bowls that he was working with, because he had the lid he was eating out of, and then the cup he was it was a whole thing.
They gave so much ice cream. It was great. I think that was on a slow day. They were probably like, we got to get rid of this stuff, and we're just going to like give it to these guys because they're always showing up.
Probably. They probably recognize us at this point, because it's gotten to the point where I don't know if you are a trendsetter or if just a lot of people really like that flavor combo. Because we went to the Middletown one once, and the lady who was taking our order asked us if we ordered DoorDash a lot. And we were like, no, we've actually never ordered this place on DoorDash. Why? And she said, oh, well, somebody always orders the gelati with half green apple, half blue raspberry on DoorDash. And I just thought that it was you.
They're one of my people.
Apparently. So, but that's another exciting thing. If you're in the area, they are on DoorDash. If you can't find it on that weird street in Middletown, you can order from there. Yes,
it's always nice, but I would definitely suggest going there fresh,
so
that it is as frozen can be.
Yeah,
it's in the namesake.
It is, certainly. So I think we know. In case you weren't sure where we're gonna put this on the tier list, it's clearly at the bottom, right? It sucks.
It's terrible.
No,
it's D for damn. That sucks.
D for dang, girl, that's some good ice cream.
Yes.
Because it's actually going to the S tier.
The top of the S tier.
The very top of the S tier.
The very top of the S tier.
As of right now, this is our number 1 place.
Yes,
and
out of all the places.
That could change.
I kind of doubt it, but
for now.
It is, out of all the ice cream places we have ever been, Frozen Flavors is the top of the list. It is the S plus at the moment. Would you say S plus or just S?
I don't think we have S plus technically on our list, but if it was, I would say S plus.
Yes. The only thing that if we were to be like proper like critiquers, we would have to leave it at S because there's always something that could be above it.
Right.
But there's nothing above it. There is absolutely nothing above it.
We have a list of like 85 stores to try, honey. We don't know.
There could be something amazing, but they would have to really knock our socks off. Like, we are diehard loyalists of Frozen Flavors.
Yes, we are. But that concludes another episode.
Mm-hmm. The 4th episode.
The 4th episode of the Scooped Podcast. Remember to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube using the handle @Scooped Podcast. Be sure to follow us on all the social media, like and subscribe, tell a friend, so you can always know where to go for your Frozen favorites. Next week, we are going to be reviewing a Staten Island chain whose menu is overwhelmingly endless.
We are?
We are.
Have we been there yet?
It started in Staten Island. It's not just there anymore.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Oh.
So tune in next week for another episode number 5, coming to you soon. Thank you again for listening. Don't forget to put a cherry on top of life.
Well, that's pretty cheesy also.
I know, I love it. It's part of my shtick at this point.
Though.
Alright, but anyway, thank you again for listening and have a wonderful day.
Yes. Enjoy.